Excuse me.
Watchdog Trusts.
The Ohio Valley would like to welcome Airgas USA to the tri-state area, your one-stop shop for all your welding and safety needs. Airgas is the United States' largest distributor of industrial, medical, and specialty gases and related equipment, products, and services. Airgas carries more than 36,000 safety and welding products. Check out airgas.com with free ship to store on over 200,000 items. Or stop in to see us at 2208 Warwood Avenue. Mention this ad for an additional 20% off your first purchase. Some exclusions apply.
Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands is the perfect place to relax after a long day. Happy hour from 3 to 6 Monday through Friday. Get $2 off appetizers, $3 off domestic drafts, and house wine specials. Quaker Steak and Lube, voted Best Wings USA. Quaker Steak and Lube at the Highlands with another steal of a deal. Get a steak burger and fries all day Monday for only $8.99. It's also Military Mondays. The Lube will take 25% off for all veterans, active duty military, and first responders. Quaker Steak and Lube voted Best Wings USA.
Summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. So come in and save big on the car, truck, or SUV you need. Like a gas model RAV with up to $1,250 cash back. Or a Camry with up to $1,750 cash back. Or go with a Corolla and take up to $2,000 cash back. Visit buyatoyota.com for more great offers, to check out local inventory, and to find a dealer near you. You can take cash back or apply toward down payment. Offers vary for hybrid models. See your dealer for details. Offers end June 1st. Toyota. Let's go places. Summer starts here at your Toyota dealer, but where it goes is up to you. So come in and save big on the car, truck, or SUV you need to take on anything the season has in store, like a spacious Highlander or an all-wheel drive Venza hybrid, both with up to $750 cash back. Visit buyatoyota.com for more great offers, to check out local inventory, and to find a dealer near you. You can take cash back or apply toward down payment. See your dealer for details. Offers end June 1st. Toyota. Let's go places.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday. Look for clouds and sunshine mixing through the day, a high near 80 degrees. Overnight low of 55 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Partly cloudy conditions around for your Wednesday, with highs in the lower 80s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
Good morning, everyone.
Happy Tuesday.
Are you excited for the show?
Show.
Friends, our show is going to be a blast. But the show is bad.
Okay, we haven't even started yet.
Okay, well, let's get it started then.
First things first. First things first.
I need coffee. Extra strong.
Something entertaining is happening. Hey, get ready.
Ready for what?
It's showtime!
Conversations you care about with people you know. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe, brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
Temperature keeps moving up, 62 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 62 degrees here at my home studio in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling, where it's bright and sunny outside, looking gorgeous. I had said I was going to move the home studio out to the deck earlier, and I didn't do that. I'm still inside. Should have done that because it's an absolutely great day. 62 at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 62 here at the Elm Grove Studios, and 62 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. 78 for the high today, going to be warm. Partly cloudy, partly sunny throughout the day, warming up to 85 by the end of the week. I want to talk a bit about a new report that has been released just this morning. And to help me discuss that, the Chief Strategy Officer for the Wellbeing Trust, Dr. Benjamin Miller, is with us. Dr. Miller is a nationally recognized mental health expert, a sought-after public speaker who has presented around the world on the need to make mental health an integral part of health care. New report out today called Pain in the Nation, Alcohol, Drug, and Suicide Deaths. Dr. Miller, good morning. First of all, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
So what did you find? What was the result of this study that's been done, this year's report on pain in the nation, so to speak? What did you find?
Well, unfortunately, what we found is not something that's great to wake up to because they're troubling data, but we saw 156,000 Americans died in 2019 to preventable causes from drugs, alcohol, and suicide. It's actually the highest number on record that we've seen, and if you look at the trends beginning back in 1999, which is what we do in the report, we just keep going in the wrong direction, and we are troubled by this, and we're looking for solutions on how to fix it.
To what extent did this being a COVID year, do you think, or did the data show, or do you at least interpret the data in any way to suggest that COVID made a difference in this?
Yeah, I think COVID is definitely going to make an impact on these data. Now, in our report, we highlight 2019 data, so we don't have 2020 just yet. But if you look at preliminary data from 2020, we did see a 27% increase in drug overdose deaths, which is not encouraging either. It shows that we are continuing to move in the wrong direction, even on that one data point. And your point is well taken, though, because what COVID has done is it's taken away some of those protective factors that we know actually help us cope, help us manage, things like social connection or even our jobs. Folks that lost jobs, we know that's a risk factor for a death of despair. So we have not seen the 2020 data in full yet, but I do think we're anticipating that it's probably not going to be better than 2019.
I am by no means an expert. I'm purely a layman, but I can't help but think that those who are already troubled and were in a risk category for suicide or drug or alcohol abuse and so on, the pressure of being isolated, maybe even away from any kind of mental health assistance they were getting, has to be a huge stressor in this past year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no greater stressor on a family than the loss of a job. And we saw unemployment rates spike at rates that we have never seen for decades. So I think that if you're paying attention to the trends and the science, you would be concerned about an increase in loss of life. Now, it doesn't mean that we should give up hope. It actually means the opposite, that we need to be kind of urgently moving towards action. And that's something that we do call for in the report, ways that we can aggressively begin to pursue solutions that prevent these deaths, whether it's making care more accessible or prioritizing prevention or being able to confront some of the issues around disparities that I think our nation has seen over the last several decades. All of those we highlight because we honestly do not want to continue to see the data go in the wrong direction.
There was a statistical difference between blacks and whites in this. Is that correct?
There was, and it was specifically around drug-induced deaths. We saw a 15% increase for blacks and Latinos in drug overdose, but we only saw a 2% increase in the white community for drug overdose deaths. And I think that that's actually a very telling stat. What it tells me, and what I think those of us that follow these trends, is that some of the solutions that we have pursued around drug overdose deaths have worked for some communities, but not for all communities. So if we're serious about addressing these issues of disparity, which you called out and I called out, then we're going to have to think about different solutions for different communities.
I don't know if I'm throwing a curve here or not. I know you did some state-by-state data, and I haven't had a chance to look at West Virginia's. Do you know how West Virginia fared? Or failed?
Yes. So, well, and according to the 2019 data, unfortunately, West Virginia has the second highest rate of deaths of despair in the nation, which it's holding steady from the 2018 data that we have. And we saw 1,400 lives lost to drug, alcohol, and suicide. But, on a positive note, there was a 13% decrease in suicide in the state. So if we're looking for a silver lining on a pretty dark cloud, that might be it.
You sort of gave me a generic overview of some things that need to be done. Specific policies you think need to be put in place based on the data you're putting together here and what you're beginning to see for 2020 as well?
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's start at the top. I mean, when we talk about prioritizing prevention, we need to figure out a way to expand substance use prevention, mental health services in schools. We've got to make sure that our kids are learning about how to manage their emotions as well as how to address some of the issues around mental health and addiction with each other. We've got to support crisis intervention programs so that when people call 911, that the first response for a mental health crisis is not always a police officer. Our servants in blue, they do a great job keeping our community safe. But unfortunately, in this case, we oftentimes have the wrong response to an issue that it needs someone that is not a police responder. We also have to really begin to transform our mental health and substance use services. We've got to think about ways to expand or modernize those treatments. And if anything COVID has taught us is that people really like care when it comes to them. We saw massive spikes in the use of telehealth programs over COVID because folks don't have to leave their home to go and find 5 or 6 different clinicians or wait on, 7 or 8 weeks to get a clinician. It can happen instantaneously. These are all things that we highlight that we think could be pursued pretty much immediately.
Here in West Virginia, I have argued on this radio show that because unfortunately a lot of times people talk about things like treatment in terms of cost or what have you. It seems to me that it's actually an economic issue in the state. Not that lack of it is important, but that if we became a state that built more treatment centers and hired more people to do treatment and so on, it would be an economic positive for the state. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's an argument that I've made before that that we shouldn't just look on it as, how do we help these people? That's the first reason. But also, what can it do for the state?
Well, your supposition here is spot on and actually totally aligned with the evidence. Because if you look at increased productivity and economic benefits, if we don't address issues like mental health and addiction, then our workforce doesn't perform as well. One of the number one drivers of poor productivity is depression. And so right there we have an economic incentive to begin to address these issues almost immediately. But we also have to look at it at the state level. I mean, things as simple as providing affordable coverage for individuals so that they don't use the fact that they don't have health insurance as the reason why they don't seek care. Care is really expensive if you're paying out of pocket. And a lot of folks are going to say, you know what, I know I'm sick, I know I need help, but I can't afford to go get that help. If we made care a little bit more affordable by having health insurance options that, indeed met person where they were at, we probably would see a higher uptick of individuals seeking care. So you're right, and we do need to prioritize this, but as I say to many folks, there's a lot of resources out there already. We spend a substantial amount of money on healthcare in our states. Sometimes it's about prioritizing where those dollars go, and I think mental health and addiction services are oftentimes not prioritized.
If people want to take a look at the report or find out more information about this subject, is this on a website someplace?
Yeah, we have a website that you can go to learn about both the data and look state by state as well as the solutions, and it's www.pitn.org. That's www.pitn.org.
.org. And PITN is Pain in the Nation. That's the name of the report for folks who are trying to figure it out. Dr. Miller, I appreciate your time this morning, and fascinating report, a good alarm system for us all to be aware that we've got issues we got to deal with, and it's best if we not let them be. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Be well.
All right, have a good day. 9:20 in the morning here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Dr. Benjamin Miller with the Well-Being Trust. The report just released this morning, Pain in the Nation, Alcohol, Drug, and Suicide Deaths. And sadly, they're up. And sadly, West Virginia, was it in alcohol and drug, Biffy? I think we're second in the nation. How about that? We are doing better in suicide, though. Better meaning fewer suicides. So that at least is good. You want to look at the West Virginia data, or if you're in the Buckeye State, you want to check the Ohio data, you can do that at the website, pitn.org. Again, Pain in the Nation is the name of the report. Pain in the Nation, pitn.org. And the report is out there. You can take a look at it. I thought it was worth at least a few minutes of our conversation here on the Watchdog Morning Show for a Monday. It's 9:20, 20 after the hour. A couple of things I want to talk about. UFOs. Yep, got some more UFO stuff. Every day we've been UFOing in here for a couple of weeks, I guess now at least. So I got some more reports on that I want to get to. Also, huge amount of money coming into West Virginia. Came in yesterday, big check. Governor got it for federal stimulus relief. What should it be used for in the state? We got a lot of needs. I sincerely hope the governor doesn't put it in the bank like he did the last one. We still have $600 million from before. We'll talk about it coming up on the Watchdog Morning Show. 62 degrees and sunny. Yeah! Looking good outside. 9:21 in the morning. We are the Watchdog Morning Show.
The variety show would...
Yeah. Okay. Any sense of what I'm going to be dealing with that? Okay. Do something else. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That works. Okay, that's good.
America's farm and home store.
This is Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
As we head into the final weeks of this extraordinary school year, we must remember the final weeks of the COVID-19 pandemic likely are not here yet. We must remain vigilant about all the safety precautions that have allowed us to safely teach in person. Mask wearing remains critical to stopping the spread of the virus and keeping us all safe and learning together.
Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there is one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. Being in business for over 50 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
West Liberty. The watchdog is protecting your yard. Join Howard Monroe, Hoppy Kercheval, Bill DeFabio, and Big Rick for the best live and local talk in the Upper Ohio Valley and beyond. West Liberty trusts the watchdog.
You can vote in our Watchdog poll and read commentary in our blogs on watchdognetwork.com. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
Our leadoff story this morning, way back at 7 o'clock, took a look at Weir High Principal's decision up there to remove the Red Rider cartoon mascot of an Indian. It is not the official logo of the school. It's just a created image that had been used on merchandise and so on. She felt that it was a racist image and that it was time to remove it. A lot of Weir High parents and students were protesting against that decision last night. Some were supportive of it, some were opposing it. Todd is with us here on the CityNet hotline, who has some thoughts. Todd, good morning. What are your thoughts?
Well, good morning, Howard. What I want to do is kind of play a game. I'm going to make a statement, ask you a question, and your answers are going to help me draw a line from what's going on to Weirton to a controversial point that people don't like to admit of a characteristic in this country that doesn't exist. So my first question is there a Native American tribe that is directly affiliated with the Weir High Red Rider native-looking? I looked at it is very offensive-looking logo. Do we have a direct correlation between a certain tribe of natives and that logo?
Don't know, don't care.
Okay. And then that leads me to my second question is, now that logo obviously is a marketing tool. It's going to be recognizable. They're putting it on merchandise. They're making money off of said logo on hats, shirts, etc. How many pennies out of every dollar do you presume they're going to any Native American tribe so that their images are being used rightfully or wrong?
Well, I mean, I would assume the answer is none. Again, I would give the same answers before, though I don't know, nor do I really care. But I would assume the answer is none, because I would assume they're not setting off any Native American tribe. No, I would assume that, but I don't know that for sure.
Okay. And then my last question is, and I've did some looking online trying to see pictures of the actual protest. And I've seen like a couple of individual interviews with some citizens or high schoolers or what have you. How many Caucasians, what percentage of Caucasians do you think made up the protest to keep said logo?
Well, I'm like you. All I could do was watch the news coverage last night. I would assume it was a majority of them.
Okay, and that was my assumption too. And the line I'm drawing here is this, you've got a bunch of Caucasian people that are using another race as a marketing tool, right? That are offering nothing to that other race in return financially or otherwise to reimburse them for using them as marketing. And a bunch of Caucasian people that are more interested in having a cartoon character to rally behind and market than the feelings of another race. And in my opinion, that is the definition of white privilege. Not one Caucasian person, and excuse my pun here, has any skin in that game. It's kind of sad to me, when you look at it, and I'm a Caucasian guy. I do have some native blood, and very little, in my ancestry, but mostly as a Caucasian guy, I look at it, and I could see how that would be offensive. In the same way, let's say there was a Native American high school somewhere, and they decided, all right, we're going to have the White Riders, and there's some cowboy up there with a straw hanging out of his, hillbilly redneck-ish looking. Right. I would be offended by that.
Yeah, you actually make, your point is a more logical and rational and economically driven point, which I don't disagree with, except I don't know that any of the facts we predicate that on are true or not true. But your point, it's a good argument. I take a little different argument, which you just said. I just think it's offensive.
Can I make a suggestion to fix it? Because I was raised in the school of bring me solutions, not problems, right? So we have a problem. But my solution is this. The name of the team is the Red Riders, right? And it's football, sport. Sports are typically competitive, right? And so they're looking for imagery to, we're tough. We're going to destroy the competition. Well, why not go with the red horse of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, the red horse of war? You still get to keep your Red Riders, have a red horse. It has that connotation of we're ready to battle, and nobody's offended.
Well, I think you're following up on something Biff said earlier, which is, instead of just making a quick decision and then a quick protest, why don't we get together and say, how can we resolve this? This particular image is crude and rude, I think, and really, I think it's racist, but forget racist. It's just plain offensive. So let's say we're not going to do that. What can we do? Your point is very well made, and maybe there's an alternative here. I think it's a good suggestion.
Well, good luck, and thank you for talking about the hard subjects this morning. I'll let Zork know you're doing a good job.
Uh-oh. All right. Thanks for your call. Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it. The CityNet hotline is open at 304-232-8255. Again, I think he actually, it was a reasoned argument, but to me, it's just offensive. It's a rude, crude interpretation. There were some Native Americans at the protest last night, and at least according to Channel 7's coverage, and that's all I can share with you this morning, the Native Americans who were there felt that it was inappropriate. One Native American 9th grade student at the school said the term Red Rider and the image is racist. She and her family showed up to the rally to say, good riddance to the logo. She said red skin, of course, has connotations from history where large sums of money were paid to bring back a piece of Native American skin. Again, we could get into sort of history, and so it's just offensive. That's all. I don't think, and I get that it's history. I do. I get that. I get that people want to preserve that which has always been, but we've got, I think Biff said it best earlier. Todd can, followed up on that. Let's find some kind of I'll say a compromise, but let's agree this is an offensive logo, and let's do something else. Can we do something else? I like his idea of the Red Rider. I don't. Well, of course, in this day and age, Biff, then the horse lovers will come out and complain.
Well, and the only other time I think of Red Riders when I'm watching a Christmas Story and Ralphie wants the Red Rider BB gun. That's it.
I was thinking the same thing.
That's
maybe they could be the Red Riders and just have a BB gun there. Yeah, that's. And then the anti-gun people would come out. So
it doesn't matter. We're going to offend somebody anyway.
I'm going to talk more about this today with Hoppy Kirchhoff on Statewide Talk Line. Hop wants me to come on and chat a bit about what's happening up there in Weirton. So I will. You can get more of my thoughts and conversation today. Statewide Talk Line with Hoppy Kirchhoff. Hoppy begins at 10:06 this morning here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Well, we got more UFO stuff to get to. We can take more of your calls on the Weir High story if you want to, or anything else that's kind of on your mind this morning. CityNet hotline 304-232-8255. The text line is open at 304-214-1600. Happy to hear from you. But before I hear from you, let's hear from Metro News with some headlines. And Bill DeFabio's got sports, too.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
West Virginia Metro News.
God, I hope this cough stops in another day or two, Biff. Well, that's the problem right now. Is there's really nothing there to cough up. It's reflex got me coughing, but there's nothing to come up. So, or very little. Let's put it that way. It's been a pretty good show today. If I do say so myself. Well, I like it when we have a bunch of different things. We've got the Weir High thing, we've got the mass, we've got the report, we have UFOs. It's just a lot of different stuff, which I like. It's like the Bill DeFabio variety show, except it's not Bill DeFabio. That's well, I do that sometimes, so.
And the Cleveland Indians, at 21-18 overall, will try and snap a 4-game losing streak when they visit the Los Angeles Angels. Be safe out there. Please be considerate of others. Check on the elderly. I'm Bill DeFabio on sports, and we are the Watchdog.
Babies come with lots of decisions.
Cloth or disposable? Crib or bassinet?
So when it comes to protection, go with the safest, most effective choice, vaccination. Get all the recommended vaccines for your baby by age 2 to protect your child against 14 serious childhood diseases. For more reasons to vaccinate, talk to your child's doctor. Go to cdc.gov/vaccines or call 800-CDC-INFO. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Summer starts here at your Toyota dealer. So come in and save big on the car, truck, or SUV you need. Like a gas model RAV with up to $1,250 cash back. Or a Camry with up to $1,750 cash back. Or go with a Corolla and take up to $2,000 cash back. Visit buyatoyota.com for more great offers, to check out local inventory, and to find a dealer near you. You can take cash back or apply toward down payment. Offers vary for hybrid models. See your dealer for details. Offers end June 1st. Toyota. Let's go places. Summer starts here at your Toyota dealer, but where it goes is up to you. So come in and save big on the car, truck, or SUV you need to take on anything the season has in store, like a spacious Highlander or an all-wheel drive Venza hybrid, both with up to $750 cash back. Visit buyatoyota.com for more great offers, to check out local inventory, and to find a dealer near you. You can take cash back or apply toward down payment. See your dealer for details. Offers end June 1st. Toyota. Let's go places.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 83 want to thank the owners and contractors of the Ohio Valley for using their locally trained workers to help build for the future. Local 83 helps design, fabricate, and build the gas infrastructure for the oil and gas industry here in the Ohio Valley. Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 83 is 300 members strong and growing. They also do residential, commercial, and industrial work on both sides of the river. For more information, call Plumbers and Steamfitters Local 83 at 304-233-4445.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gelner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at gelnerlaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Follow us on Facebook for the latest news, show updates, podcasts, alerts, and live video streams from the Valley's only network dedicated to local, community-driven talk radio, The Watchdog.
We're on air, online, on video, and on demand. Find us where you like us. This is The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
It's 9:40, 20 till the hour, 62 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. 60 here at my home, 64. Look at the temperature change here. 64 at the home studios, and about 60 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Clear skies, sunny outside, beautiful day. 78 predicted high for the day. Working our way up to 85 over the next several days till we hit the weekend. Partly cloudy, partly sunny. Right now it's mostly sunny outside. A quick reminder, this Saturday, drive-through vaccination clinic being put on up at the Dream Center in North Wheeling by the Bethlehem Apostolic Temple and our friend Dr. Cummings. He's going to be in with us later in the week to talk more details about it. But it is this coming Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the North Wheeling Community Dream Center in their parking lot where they have been doing the Thanksgiving giveaways and Christmas giveaways and the food baskets and so on. It's a drive-through clinic, so you show up. There's no residency requirement. You don't care where you're from. Have to be 12 years of age or older. If you're under 18, you have to be accompanied, of course, by a guardian. But basically, just drive through, get your vaccination. It's another one of the ways that the Bethlehem Temple and Reverend Cummings are trying to serve our community. Biffy, I tell you what, that guy works hard.
Yes, he does.
A couple of stories I wanted to touch on very quickly here about the during the Trump era. It just seemed as if, and I disliked Trump. I think he was evil. I think he was mentally unbalanced. All that, but forget that. That's not the point. Whether you thought he was good or bad, everything was up into, every day was like, oh dear God, what's going to happen today? That's the kind of guy that Donald Trump is. And he fomented, I say division, certainly anxiety and angst in our society. But there's some signs that maybe things are changing a little bit. A new survey out about how Americans feel about the federal government. Now, they still have a lot of concerns about the federal government, but the Pew Research survey out yesterday said the American public is more content with the federal government now than at any time since 2004. Now, again, I'm not saying those numbers are big. Majority of people still say they're frustrated by the government. Only 29% say they're basically content. 17% say they're angry. But that 29% basically content is an increase over 18% in the trailing weeks of the Trump presidency. I think people are just happy to have some sense of calm. And again, whether you thought Trump was good or bad, he didn't provide calm. He provided to us most of the time. So I think that's interesting. The first time in the biggest time in 2000 since 2004, the biggest number of Americans are content with their federal government. Again, I want to be clear. Nobody misconstrue me. Most of us still aren't, but it's a larger number than it has been in quite a few times. The other thing I think is interesting about Biden is an article out yesterday, I think in Politico, I could be wrong about that, suggesting that, yeah, it is Politico. The Republican Party says they probably will not be attacking Joe Biden in the midterm elections. And I think the reason here is, I'm pretty sure the reason is, Politico seems to concur with me, that Uncle Joe is he's too nice a guy. People don't want to, despite what you hear from the far right, senile old man, can't blah, blah, blah. Most of the American people say, he's a nice guy. He's a pleasant guy. He's not doing anything terrible or evil or bad. He's a pleasant guy. And he's not a good target for these political ads that come out. So according to Politico, the Republican strategy is going to be in the midterm election not to go after Biden, but to go after more of the polarizing figures like Nancy Pelosi or AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, two figures that are really high-profile figures that a lot of the base Republican Party just don't like. So, but to me, that says something about Joe Biden. Again, I think the American public is saying, you look at these two things together, a little more belief in the federal government. The Republicans even saying we're not going to attack him during the next election. We're going to go against other more polarizing people. Biden's approval rating is up there pretty high. So I just think in general it means that the public is like taking a deep breath and going, phew, this is probably better than where we were before. Maybe I could be reading it wrong, but that's my thought on it. 14 till the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Text line is open if you want to use it. 304-214-1600. Now, we have spent some time almost every day for the last week or so and multiple days over the last couple of months talking about UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. We used to just call them UFOs. For some reason, the Pentagon and the military are now calling them UAPs. We know that there are more videos being released from the military about this. We know that there is going to be a non-classified report. That means we, the public, will be able to see it, issued to Congress next month from the American military, from the Pentagon, the intelligence community. This weekend, on a televised interview, a former top national intelligence official, John Radcliffe, who was the DNI, Director of National Intelligence for a while, said that the upcoming report to be released to Congress next month on UFOs will include information that cannot easily be explained. Radcliffe says there have been sightings all over the world, and when we talk about sightings, I will tell you it's not just a pilot or a satellite or some intelligence collection. There are multiple sensors picking up these things. His point being, it's not just somebody seeing something, it's radar and sonar and infrared and all of these things actually catching these strange objects in the sky. And Radcliffe says when the report comes out next month, there are going to be some things in there that are just darn hard to explain. Ships, items, craft, whatever, in the sky that are hard to replicate. You can't duplicate them. Traveling at speeds that exceed the sound barrier, but no sonic boom. Leaving no contrail, having no wings, having no tail, having no real surface other than a plain surface. Difficult things to explain. This from the former DNI. You're going to see things
Rural King's pet food prices has pet lovers going wow. Rural King offers the lowest prices on pet foods every day, like Diamond Naturals dog food, made with ingredients of exceptional quality.
Every day, since strange things in the sky, we would see them. Oh, did you lose me? Are we back on the air, or are we still running a spot? Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
Mask wearing remains critical to stopping the spread of the virus and keeping us all safe and learning together.
Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
The Variety Show with Bill DeFabio is live on the Watchdog Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We talk to some of the region's best business owners while keeping you informed about area events and happenings. You won't believe who I have on next. Tune in and get with the program. Guests from preachers to pros and even some Super Bowl champions. Join me, Bill DeFabio, from noon to 2 for The Variety Show on the Watchdog.
All right, I'm going to be honest. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. I mean, I'm serious. I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. Last hour, we talked to our national correspondent, Tom Squitieri, and Tom and I were kicking around this UFO story. And black helicopters shot up in the sky over Tom's house during our interview. The black helicopters were up over his house. I'm back here trying to talk about UFOs again with you, sharing some of this information. And the connection goes bad. I joked about Zork earlier. I think Zork is paying attention. Doesn't want some of this stuff to get out. Where was I? Former U.S. Navy pilot said he saw UFOs off the Atlantic coast every day when he was in Virginia Beach, moving in a way that was impossible for scientists to explain. And it's not just American military. We've talked about the Navy, the Air Force, and intelligence officials in this country. A 9-minute video of a UFO released by Chile military authorities recently. I have looked at it. It is available for viewing. It is, again, an example of a very strange craft that does things it's not supposed to do. This one, however, is very interesting. You know, I said earlier that most of these UFOs are showing no propulsion, no exhaust, to just move. This one, the Chilean video, at some point, and again, I'm looking at the video right here in front of me. I can't show it to you because I didn't give it to Biff, but I'm looking at the video here in front of me. There are two large, glowing, white, bright spots in the middle of this, and they get brighter and brighter and brighter, and then it's like they burp out this giant plume of gas of some kind. It didn't really make that noise as far as we know. But there's this huge plume of gas that comes out of it. What is going on up there? I'm telling you, they're softening the ground up for us. So when this report comes out next month, we're going to be a little bit prepared for what they may have to say. And again, former DNI official this week says there are going to be things in there you will not understand. 8 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. 62 delightful degrees. Coming up at 10:06. This is Bob with us yet?
Still waiting on Bob.
Okay, good. Not good, but just so I can move on a bit here. Coming up today at 10:06, statewide talk line, Hoppy Kercheval. Among his guests will be, I told Biff, I hope this doesn't last too much longer, the cough I'm talking about. Coming up today, 1st District Congressman Dave McKinley will be on with Hoppy Kercheval. Brad McElhenney will be in to talk about a few things. And I will be on with Hoppy to talk about the Weir High Red Rider controversy up at Weirton. So that's coming up today. Statewide talk line beginning at 10:06 at noon. When Hoppy is done, we go directly to the news desk of WTRF TV and Channel 7's midday headlines. So if you're out and about during the day and you want to catch a glimpse of the local news during the midday, just if you're near a TV, turn on Channel 7. If you're not near a TV, listen on the radio or on TuneIn Radio or on our streaming app on our website and catch the news live from the news desk at WTRF TV. Following that, it is the Bill DeFabio Variety Show. Big Bill will be in today. Did he tell us what he's talking about today? I don't think I heard him give me any preview.
No, he did not. And I don't even think he gave me one this morning. So we'll just all have to wait and see.
It's always interesting. There will be conversation and interviews and rambling. And somebody's got to tell Bill. I try during on my video cast, during the commercial break, I try to turn my actual live video off and you see simply a picture of me. Somebody needs to tell Bill, because the other day I had not caught his show live, so I went back to watch the video. And the first thing I see is him eating some big old sandwich right there. It's before the show starts, so it's not on the air, but it's on video, and and Bill, I love him, but he's got this big new Santa Claus beard and eating this. Somebody needs to tell him either don't eat in front of the camera or turn the camera off while you're eating. Or maybe people like to watch that. I don't know. When I eat on the air, I always would try to have the camera focus someplace else because I never wanted to let everybody see me chowing down. All right, 5 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. If you are in Ohio and you have been vaccinated, you are eligible for the $1 million lottery prize, or if you're of college age, the scholarship prize. But you have to actually go and sign up to be in the lottery. Originally, Governor DeWine said it was going to be, they would go through the voter registration rolls, compare them with the vaccination rolls, and you would automatically be entered. That has now changed. You have to go to their website, OhioVaxAMillion.com. Vax-A-Million, God help us. OhioVaxAMillion.com in order to get registered. So if you are a resident of Ohio and have had your shots, then go to OhioVaxAMillion.com, get yourself registered, and there will be the $5 million lottery drawings but also the 4-year scholarships. Let's head over to the Big 7, WTRF TV. Bob is here to see what we're working on this morning. Good morning, Bob.
Hey, Howard. I know you're making fun of Vax-A-Million, but I know it doesn't stand up to that $100 savings bond.
Yeah, and the patriotic gift card. Don't forget that. He's going to Governor Justice for a patriotic gift card, too.
Okay, a couple things real quick here to sneak in under the finish line here. We're going to do an update. I know you had Dr. Milton on earlier. We're going to do an update as well on masks, who can wear them, who shouldn't wear them, things like that. So we're going to get an update on that. Going to do a piece on have a local veteran fighting cancer. Whole different interesting situation. They have set up a GoFundMe page, situation where the medical benefits only cover so much chemo, but he's facing other issues. So we're going to see if we can't get him some help. So that's going on. So we've got that, and of course, beautiful weather. Huge sports night last night for the state of West Virginia. I mean, Marshall University winning the national soccer championship. I think I'm not a Marshall fan, but you got to be proud as a West Virginian, though.
Listen, I'm not a Marshall fan nor a soccer fan, but how can you not get excited about that? And we haven't talked about that, Biff. We should have done that earlier. How can you not get excited about national championship? I don't care.
National championship, the state of West Virginia. I mean, got to be excited. First championship, national championship, come to West Virginia, other than a rifle title, but for WVU. So, wow, I'm excited. I mean, I'm just thrilled. I mean, I went to the University of Akron, and that's what we do is soccer up there. But I'm thrilled. I mean, congratulations to Thundering Herd.
Yep, I'm with you. And again, we should have spent more time on that this morning. We didn't, but I'm glad you brought it up here at the tail end of things, because that's a really big deal.
Yeah, so we'll have that. We'll have more on that tonight. We're trying to localize it, maybe find a couple kids that maybe are heading to Marshall or soccer players, and just how exciting it could be. So I'm thrilled. So those are what we're working on today, Howard.
All right, and a beautiful day weather-wise, as you said. I kept thinking all morning long I'm going to move the home studio out to my deck. 62 degrees right now and sunshine coming down. Beautiful day to be outside. So I didn't do the show from there. I could have done it. I didn't. But I think as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to grab some orange juice or something and head out and sit on the deck and enjoy myself. And we'll all check things out for today at noon, 5, 6, 10, 11, 5:30 for the statewide show, and always at WTRF.com and on your Facebook page, where there's always good stuff to read and to find. Bob, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.
All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
It's 10 o'clock on the Watchdog Morning Show. All things considered, I think I'll come back tomorrow and talk some more. Are you back with me, Brother Biff?
I'm back for a Wednesday.
We'll keep on doing it until we get it right.
That could be a long time.
You betcha.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
It's calm in Gaza, at least right now.
All right. Hey, Biff, hold on to that Ohio News Service thing I sent you overnight. I might use that tomorrow. I'm going to keep it at least for one more day. It's a possibility. And I don't have anything scheduled for tomorrow, although I'm thinking about seeing if Ehlenfeld maybe would like to talk about this federal money coming in and how the governor's going to spend it. We'll come up with something. I don't have anything scheduled, but I'll have something before tomorrow. And I think I'll go sit on the deck. Yep, absolutely. Get some orange juice and maybe some sausage gravy and biscuits, and go out and sit on the deck. Be sure to talk to Lola about the VLY stuff. We can keep on running the straight stream. That's okay, but I don't know what the problem was with the log. We probably need something in before. Really don't need it until 6 o'clock, but we really should have something in by 6 o'clock. Okay, because again, that's totally out of my ballpark. I just don't know what to do about that. So see what she has to say. If you need me, though, give me a call. Or if she needs me, give me a call. All righty. Thanks for your help today. Good show. We'll try it again tomorrow. Yep. All right. Thanks a lot. All right. Bye.
Doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Dr. Fauci also clarifying the mask-wearing guidance from the CDC, saying those fully vaccinated can remove their masks inside. Those who are not, including young children, can still spread COVID, so they should keep the masks on. President Biden travels to a Ford electric car factory in Dearborn, Michigan today, while back in Washington, his Commerce and Transportation secretaries will meet with Senate Republicans about further infrastructure plans. You're listening to ABC News.
Hammering headaches? Ow. Aching muscles? Put the squeeze on your tough pain with Goody's Cool Orange. The same fast-acting, powerful Goody's powder in a great-tasting Cool Orange flavor. Beat tough pain to a pulp with Goody's Cool Orange. Also, blast your pain away with Goody's Mixed Fruit Blast. 2 flavors, tough on pain, tasty on your tongue. We made Goody's fast, Goody's delicious. All available at Dollar General.
Gotta finish this today.
Cristiano's construction projects typically run smoothly, but this project's pipeline is about to burst.
Yo, boss, where you want us to put this? To the left. Your other left. John.
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Home construction slowing sharply in April. The Commerce Department says it fell nearly 10% compared to a month before, but applications for building permits in April, a sign of future work, were up 0.3%. An 18-year-old is being held for questioning in the murder of a little boy over the weekend in Dallas. ABC's Jim Ryan is there with the story.
Little Chase Jernan lived in a South Dallas home with his twin brother and with Cameron Morey, who considered the child his brother.